You guys ready? Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Can I have everybody's attention? We're gonna, 6 o'clock, we're ready to get this show going. We got a lot of people here tonight. Want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Tonight is the Tuesday, June 24th, 2025 Poquoson School Board meeting. I want to go ahead and get this started and call it to order. First off, we have a new student representative, Ms. Studd. She is going to come up. This is her first meeting. She's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence, and an inspirational quote. Ms. Studd.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please pause for a moment of silence. Please be seated. Today, our quote comes from Mother Teresa. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come without leaving happier. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Carroll, do we have any additions and or modifications to the agenda tonight?
Chair Burbridge, we do have an addition or modification to the agenda. On the dais before the board members is an updated personnel action document. This document contains last-minute personnel changes, and we ask that it be added to the personnel action listed under the consent agenda at section 7, subparagraph C. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Ms. Purdy, are you ready for recognitions for tonight?
Chair Burbridge, members of the board, community members, and colleagues, thank you for joining us this evening. We have a lot going on to celebrate, and so we're going to do some musical chairs also. But to start us off, I would like to formally welcome Ms. Sophia Studd. We are very pleased to welcome her as a rising junior at PHS as our new student representative to the Poquoson City Public School Board. Sophia is an active and engaged student leader who previously served as the sophomore class president and the SCA historian. She is involved in a variety of organizations, including the Key Club, Leo Club, Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Students to Student, where she's also the secretary, and DECA, where she was one of the top 10 finalists in a statewide job interview competition. Sophia is deeply committed to service, having volunteered at community events such as the Seafood Festival, the local nursing home, and through initiatives that support those in need. She brings a passion for representing her peers, strengthening connections between students and the community, and advocating for educational improvement. We look forward to the valuable perspective she will bring to the board. Please join me in welcoming Sophia Studd. Wait 1 second, Sophia. My clicker wasn't working, so your beautiful face wasn't on.
Congratulations. All right, I guess next, go ahead.
I am thrilled to be here tonight to share some truly outstanding news about our students' accomplishments in this year's Odyssey of the Mind competition. This program challenges students to think creatively, solve complex problems, and work collaboratively under pressure. They work tirelessly all year long, and their efforts continue to be recognized both on the state and international level. This year, Poquoson City Public Schools made history. 2 of our Odyssey of the Mind teams were named for state champions, and all 3 earned the opportunity to represent Virginia at the 2025 World Finals held at Michigan State University. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. We will first begin with the Poquoson High School team, who competed in Problem 4 on the high school level, which is Division 3. It is a technical and vehicle-based challenge that demands both precision engineering and theatrical storytelling. After taking home the state title in the spring, they advanced to the world stage and won it all. That's right, our high school students are now world champions. This is an incredible feat, not only because of the level of global competition, but because this marks Poquoson's 2nd world title in recent years. It is interesting to share that while at Worlds, they created a 15-gram structure, which, for reference, is equivalent to the weight of 3 nickels. So 3 nickels, they were able to hold 1,040 pounds. Their ability to innovate under pressure, to build, test, revise, and perform with excellence is nothing short of inspiring. Next, we have our Poquoson Middle School team. After competing the Problem 4 this year in Division 2, they brought on 5 new team members this year, and they captured the state title. They advanced to the Worlds to compete against 43 other countries and placed 4th. That's top 4 in the world, another phenomenal result. Their 17-gram structure held an incredible amount of 1,040 pounds, which was the team's best ever. Their imaginative solution, executed with skill and confidence, proved that they are among the world's best, and we just couldn't be prouder. And lastly, but by no means least, our youngest champions, the Poquoson Elementary School team, who had 4 new team members this year. They also tackled Problem 4, competing in Division 1. They impressed judges at the state level to earn 2nd place finish and move on to the Worlds, where they competed against 50 other countries. Here, they put on their best performance of the year, earning them the 3rd place trophy. Their 18-gram structure held 995 pounds, which was their best weight of the year. Our elementary students stood on the podium among the best young minds in the world. Their creativity, teamwork, and joy were evident in every moment of their performance. Across all 3 school levels, elementary, middle, and high, our team stood among the best of the best on a world stage. This kind of sweep is rare, and it speaks volumes about the strength of our Odyssey of the Mind program, our dedicated coaches, our involved parents, and most importantly, our incredible students. These accomplishments represent more than just awards. They reflect the heart of what we strive for in Poquoson: academic rigor, creative thinking, perseverance, and pride in performance. At this time, we're going to call you all up, and we would like to have a group photo so that we can take a picture while you receive your individual awards. We're going to start with PES. Joshua Bolt. Caleb Dubose, I don't believe is here. Lindsay Jordan, I don't believe is here. Is she here? No, okay. Anya Leahy, did I say that correctly? Leahy? No? Okay. Natalie McClure. Caleb Watson. Owen Watson. And Coach Norman Remchuk. Dr. Burbidge, I'm sorry, I still need you. We have a lot more. Let's go on to our middle school. Is Lise Bolt here? Lise? Alex Colson? Kellen Harrison? Gray Libby? Bentley Martinez, Lila McAdams, Victoria Winchester, Coach Rachel McAdams. And Mr. Rumchuk, would you like to come up as well? And our first place world champions, the high school team. Bo Baggett. Carlson Gill. Ethan Jordan, who's not with us. Cassidy Larson. Charlie Libby, who's not with us. Emily McAdams. Andrew Wojawoda. And Coach Troy Wojawoda.
Hold on. Some more pictures back. Oh, some more. Hold on.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted to give one more shout out to take a moment and recognize our coaches and mentors who guided these students. We all want to thank them for the support that they provided along the journey, and of course we want to give a standing ovation to one more time to these amazing teams who not only made Poquoson proud, but brought home world-class honors in the progress. Congratulations one more time. Elizabeth? She's not here? Okay. I'm not sure the. You guys need
We
to
do
stay
need the
too.
Odyssey of the Mind, folks. We have some special guests that are here tonight to give an award. So I do want you, don't leave the building, because Senator Diggs and Representative Cordoza are going to be here in a little bit. Mr. Diggs is here now, so.
So we can go out and come back in after the song.
Sorry about the confusion.
Yes, it is.
So that's a big team. Are you okay?
We should have just switched.
11 on the field and
I'll
like
talk to you later.
5 or 6
That's
folks,
okay.
right?
Thank you for everybody's patience as we play musical chairs. There's still plenty of chairs. We have a lot of chairs here in the middle.
chairs down here too.
Poquoson Schools is proud to recognize the high school girls varsity soccer team who recently captured the 2025 VHSL Class II state championship. The Lady Islanders capped an impressive 13-6 season with a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Clark County in the state final on June 14th. Their championship run included playoff wins over Riverheads and Glenvar before their thrilling title match performance. The team showcased outstanding consistency, teamwork, and determination throughout the season and postseason. This state title marks a historic achievement for the girls' soccer program and brings great pride to the Poquoson community. The Lady Islanders' success is a shining example of the dedication, resilience, and sportsmanship we celebrate at Poquoson City Public Schools. As I call your name, will you please join me up front to receive a certificate of recognition and remain up here so that we can take a team photo. Quimby Amory. Lindsay Capper. Kelsey Colquitt. Marie Council. Is Kelsey here? No? Okay, thank you. Madison Denoncourt. Addison Forrest. Kayla Gill. Hannah Godsey. Michaela Goodson. Ashley Grosseth. Bryn Grosseth. Caroline Harper. Callie Hinson. Tegan Horning. Mary Jones. Jordan Mulrine. Abigail Ruckward. Is her dad here? Okay. And her father, Coach. Annabelle Simmons. Sophia Stud. Lorelei Vogel. Katie Weiss. Sienna Williamson. Aubrey Struck, team manager. Head coach Jeff Emgrund. Assistant head coach Chad Kozoin. Assistant coach Jen Mulrine. Assistant head coach Tom Way. And I'm wondering if we missed a couple of certificates, but I would like to bring up Grace Oates. Sophia Donano. We will be sure to get you certificates. Would you like placeholders? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna, ladies, we know how to take a picture, right? So I'm gonna need another layer up front, another layer or two.
Parents, if you want to come up and take pictures.
Yes. Should we do 3 layers? Good thing. Does anyone know? Oh, there you go. And we'll get in.
Hold on, are we good?
Cameron had to get another.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies. What a great accomplishment. Before they all leave, as they're leaving, I should say, I do want to give one more congratulations to head coach Jeff Gimgrams on receiving just recently the title of region soccer coach for girls soccer. So congratulations, Coach Jeff. Okay, we are going to pivot back. If you could bear with me for a second. Poquoson Schools is proud to recognize Elizabeth Trant, a remarkable student athlete who continues to represent our division at the highest levels of competition. You might recognize her face because she's been here a few times before for receiving similar accolades. She is a dedicated member of the PHS track and field team, has distinguished herself as a repeated state champion in distance events. Most recently, Elizabeth captured the 2025 VHSL Class II state title in the 3,200 meter run, solidifying her place among Virginia's elite high school distance runners. Elizabeth has also played an important role on Poquoson's relay teams and consistently contributes to team points at regional and state levels. Her dedication, sportsmanship, and work ethic serve as an outstanding example for students across our division. We commend Elizabeth for her achievements and look forward to following her continued success. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Trant on her recent accomplishment. And we'll get a picture real quick. Did you run here, Elizabeth? You're running here. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. The next item on our agenda is the Islander Award. The Islander Award is a distinguished award that is given locally to those who go above and beyond. It is open to every employee with nominations given by peers. Each year, we have an incredible list of nominees, and they are selected truly because they go above and beyond in both our school and our greater community. Tonight, I'd like to share a little bit about each winner before calling them up front for a group photo with their certificate of recognition. First, we have Poquoson High School. Brittany Baker's dedication to Poquoson High School extends far beyond her classroom. She creates meaningful opportunities for students through clubs and service projects, helping them grow as leaders and community members. Whether coordinating food drives, organizing prom nights for senior citizens, or helping students earn scholarships and service hours, Brittany's impact is felt across the school and the community. She goes above and beyond to make sure students feel supported, valued, and inspired. Tim Sophis is known for bringing energy, enthusiasm, and generosity well beyond the requirements of his role. He has worked tirelessly to build school spirit by organizing major events like Springfest and the Blood Drive, all while supporting students and staff at countless after-school activities. Tim's positive attitude and willingness to take on extra responsibilities make him an invaluable force for connection and pride at PHS. Dawn McBride goes above and beyond the duties of her registrar to provide unmatched support for Poquoson High School. Her meticulous work behind the scenes ensures smooth operations, accurate records, and vital scholarship connections for students through the school counseling office. Dawn is always ready to step in to assist staff, solve problems, and facilitate partnerships with the community, allowing teachers and students to focus on learning and growth. Her dedication strengthens every part of the school. Bernie Busonic exemplifies what it means to go above and beyond. He has grown the criminal justice program into a model of experiential learning, developing opportunities like the Philadelphia field trip and ensuring students have access through fundraising efforts alongside the Poquoson Education Foundation. Beyond his program, Bernie steps up whenever he's needed, whether serving as an assistant athletic director, covering classes, or mentoring students. His tireless commitment and positive spirit lift the entire PHS community. At Poquoson Elementary School, Marquita Williams is a shining example of an educator who goes above and beyond at every opportunity. As a fourth grade team lead, she not only ensured high quality instruction, but also provides constant guidance and encouragement to colleagues. She volunteers her time to sponsor SCA, helps revive school traditions, and even supports the high school show choir as a choreographer. Whether she's cheering on students at events or helping staff members behind the scenes, Marquita made Poquoson Elementary a stronger, more connected community. We will miss her next year as she now lives on the West Coast with her newly wedded husband. At Poquoson Primary School, Donna Evans has consistently gone above and beyond throughout her career at Poquoson Primary. Not only does she build lasting relationships with her students, staying connected with them and their families for years, but she dedicates time outside of the classroom, within the community, and at sporting events. Donna is an informal mentor to new teachers, always ready to lend a hand or a kind word, and she gives generously of her time to school activities and community service. As she retires this year, her impact as an educator, colleague, and community leader will be deeply missed. Glenda Clifton far exceeds the expectations of her role as a paraprofessional. Every day, she works well beyond her hours to make sure her students have what they need to succeed. She has created and provided nearly all of the adaptive classroom materials this year, lesson plans, task box, and more, entirely on her own initiative. Whether supporting students throughout after-school programs, volunteering in the community, or helping her family, Glenda shows what it means to give selflessly and fully in service to others. Furthermore, the Virginia Department of Education has a RISE program that recognizes employees of school divisions who go above and beyond. Our selection committee selects from the Islander Award winners someone who to nominate for this award at the state level. And this year, PCPS has selected Ms. Glenda Clifton to be our RISE nominee, as she has done tremendous work for our students. At this time, I would like each Islander Award winner to come up when your name is called. Is Ms. Baker here? I believe she is. Mr. Sophis. I apologize, I got on that over too. Here we are. Dawn McBride. Donna Evans. Bernie Busonic. And of course, Marquita Williams is not here. And Miss Glenda Clifton. We recognize it's tricky to be here during the summer time, so we appreciate you guys for coming very much, and thank you for your service to our students and community this year. At this time, we are going to rotate once more.
Head on? Okay. Have a good evening. We're good.
So she needs to not do anything yet.
school.
What?
If we're gonna-
This is not.
Well, it is. No, it's not. Just us. I don't want any. I don't see what
I think we have so much to celebrate. We need a lobby for a larger meeting room. This is a frequent occurrence. Thank you guys for being flexible. We wanted to bring you back in here because we do have some very special guests that would like to honor you in a very unique way. We have with us Senator Diggs and Delegate Cardoza, and at this time I'd like to call them up as they have some words for you.
Well, thank you so much. It's quite an honor to be here this evening. As I sat there reflecting about all the great things that y'all have done, it came upon me that I'm a product of Poquoson and Poquoson City Schools. In fact, it was 50 years ago this month that I graduated, and it doesn't seem like that long, so make sure you keep yourselves busy. Anyway, I want to say congratulations. Your accomplishments are just almost beyond belief, and I want to thank you so much. And I also want to thank the parents and the teachers for providing such a great foundation for our students to propel themselves to the great heights that they've been able to achieve. So I want to just thank you so much. And in a little while, I've got something to say from our Congressman Rob Whitman. So now I'm going to turn it over to Delegate A.C. Cardoza.
I just wanted to echo the sentiments of our senator. Guys, you guys have done an amazing thing, bringing world recognition to our small town here in Poquoson. We appreciate you. We appreciate every coach, all the teachers, all the staff and faculty, our school board, everyone for everything they've been able to do by coming together as a community and providing this opportunity for our students, and of course our students, for the wonderful job they've done. Thank you, and keep it up.
Now I'm going to put on another hat because Congressman Rob Whitman has asked me to represent him this evening. He's in Washington busy, but he did send challenge coins for each of the participants and letters of congratulations, as did I and Delegate Cardoza. We provided each of you with letters of congratulation. Congressman Whitman had this read into the congressional record, so you can go online and look, and it'll be there. This was broadcast to certainly every citizen in the United States. And it reads, Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize the outstanding students at Poquoson High School for achieving an extraordinary accomplishment. First place at the 2025 Odyssey of the Mind World Championship. Odyssey of the Mind is a prestigious international competition that challenges students to think creatively and work collaboratively to solve complex STEM-based problems. Teams from around the globe compete in this rigorous program. To rise to the top of such an accomplished and diverse field is nothing short of remarkable. Poquoson High School competed in the structure category, one of the 5 STEM-focused divisions, and showcased their engineering excellence by designing and constructing a structure using a maximum of 15 grams of balsa wood and glue, capable of holding over 1,000 pounds. This is a testament not only to their technical skills, but also to their determination, creativity, and teamwork. This historic win was made even more special under the dedicated guidance of their coaches. Their unwavering support and mentorship have shaped generations of students, and this moment is a shining example of the lasting impact a great educator can have. Congratulations to the students, coaches, their families, and the Poquoson community. You have made Virginia proud and inspired students across the Commonwealth and the nation with your innovation, perseverance, and excellence. I commend you all and look forward to seeing the continued impact of your talents and leadership in the years to come. Go Bull Islanders. Sincerely, Robert J. Whitman, Member of Congress. So congratulations to you.
That actually concludes our recognitions for the evening. Thank you very much. Congratulations, everybody, one more time.
Thank you, Ms. Purdy. I also want to thank Senator Diggs and Delegate Cordoza, and it's unfortunate Mr. Whitman couldn't make it tonight, but I understand he's got important things to do up in Washington. But thank you guys for coming as well. I appreciate it. I guess if you guys, we're going to kind of get into presentations. If y'all want to stick around for that, you're more than welcome. Or if y'all want to head on out, I understand. Y'all have a good evening.
T-shirts are awesome. They're great t-shirts. Yeah. T-shirts. I thought about looking at those too. I hadn't seen the black. I had seen some. I think it's really neat.
All right. Is that everybody? We'll move on to presentations and reports. Ms. Ide?
Well, I guess I can do it without a crowd. Good evening, Chair Burbidge, school board members, Superintendent Tillett, staff, community members. Tonight, I will present several items for board approval, including our ESSA grant applications, the division literacy plan, a modification to the program of studies, and the adoption of a new high school English textbooks. Additionally, we will share information regarding our AI roadmap for the upcoming school year. This evening, we are seeking board approval for the submission of our Every Student Succeeds ESSA federal grants, which includes Title I, Title II, Title III, Title IV, Part A. These grants provide critical funding to support a range of academic programs and services aimed at improving educational outcomes for all learners. Each grant supports a specific area within the division, which will be explained in this presentation. The Virginia Department of Education has not yet released specific award amounts for all of the grants at this time. However, school divisions have been directed to utilize the 24-25 funding allocations for our 25-26 submission, which is typical. We will make amendments once we have been provided the exact allocations. Title I is a federal program designed to provide financial assistance to schools with children from low-income families and is intended to help ensure that all students meet challenging state academic standards. Title I allocations are used to fund 1.5 reading specialist positions at Poquoson Primary School to provide high-quality reading intervention services. And new for the 25-26 school year, we're seeking to add a grant-funded paraprofessional position to support students identified at risk in literacy and math. This paraprofessional will provide small group intervention to identified students on a weekly basis. An additional set-aside of Title I funds will be used to address identified needs under the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. Title II, Part A of the Every Student Succeed Act is a federal program designed to improve the quality and effectiveness of educators by providing funding for professional development and support for teachers, principals, and other school leaders. In PCPS, Title II funds are used to partially support the salary of one professional learning and communication supervisor. This individual works closely with teachers, staff, and school administrators, and division-level leaders to design and deliver professional development, mentor educators, support instructional improvement initiatives, and coordinate content area meetings, research-based best practices, coaching, and support to new teachers. The Title II grant does not cover the full cost of this position, but it does play a key role in supporting the division's efforts to build educator capacity and improve student outcomes. Title III funds will be used to provide instructional resources that support English learners in acquiring language proficiency while accessing grade-level content. During the past school year, Poquoson piloted the use of Lexia English Language Development, or what we call Lexia EL, an adaptive research-based program designed to accelerate English language acquisition through speaking, listening, reading, and writing tasks embedded in academic content. Based on positive results from the pilot, the division will continue implementing Lexia EL to strengthen language development and support instructional access for English learners. For Title IV, Part A, funds will be used to support the district's talent development and gifted education initiatives through the purchase of universal screening tools designed to identify students with advanced learning potential. These screeners will help ensure a more inclusive and equitable identification process by capturing a broad range of student strengths. In addition, Title IV funds will be used to purchase materials and resources that enhance STEAM education, providing students with hands-on, inquiry-based learning experiences that promote critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills. That's it for the ESSA grants. The next that we're seeking board approval for is the revised division literacy plan, which you have, all of this you have a reading file for. In accordance with the Virginia Literacy Act, the VLA, each public school division in Virginia is required to develop a division literacy plan. This plan must address key components including assessment and data analysis, instructional strategies, intervention programs, professional development, family engagement, and progress monitoring. Originally created last year, PCPS Division Literacy Plan has since been revised with the VLA's expanded requirements to include grades K through 8. Updates to the plan include an increased focus on foundational literacy efforts across all grade levels and a review of current assessments and instructional materials to ensure alignment. The revised plan continues to serve as a strategic framework to build the division's work, ranging from early identification of reading difficulties to the implementation of targeted interventions and ongoing professional development for educators. PCPS conducted a comprehensive review of secondary English language arts resources through a school-based committee and has selected HMH into literature for adoption. This recommendation aligns with the 2024 Virginia Standards of Learning updates and ensures continuity with the HMH instructional materials already in use in grades K through 8. The materials were made available for public viewing, and the division now seeks school board approval to move forward with the adoption. And finally, the last thing we're seeking board approval for is the update to the program of studies. This update includes participation requirements for advanced placement and dual enrollment courses beginning in the upcoming school year. The program of studies is an organic document that evolves over time to reflect new academic requirements with updates from the VDOE and responds to the changing needs and interests of our students. As part of the division's continued commitment to academic excellence and college readiness, students enrolled in AP and DE courses are expected to fully engage in all components of the coursework, including end-of-year course assessments. The program of studies has been revised to include the following. For AP courses, students enrolled in AP courses are required to take the corresponding AP exam at the conclusion of the course. Since the division covers the full cost of AP exams, exam participation is considered an essential component of course completion. Students who do not take the AP exam, except in cases of documented extenuating circumstances approved by the school administration, will not be eligible to enroll in future AP courses. For DE courses, students participating in DE courses must complete the entire course, including all college-level assignments and assessments as required by the partnering post-secondary institution. Tuition and associated fees are fully paid for by the division. Therefore, successful completion of the course is mandatory. Students who do not complete a DE course without documented school-approved extenuating circumstances will not be eligible to enroll in future DE courses. These expectations ensure the responsible use of division resources, reinforce the rigor and integrity of our advanced academic programs, and allow the division to collect meaningful data to evaluate program effectiveness and ensure we are meeting our college and career readiness goals. Do you have any questions on that section before I move on to our AI roadmap?
I have just a really quick question. I have no personal concerns from what I looked at as well, but always like to ask regarding the new textbook. Did you hear any public comment or questions or concerns?
We had no public comment, questions, or concerns.
Thank you.
Okay. So, as we focus on strengthening core areas like literacy, curriculum, and instructional resources through our ESSA grants and textbook adoptions, it's equally important that we look ahead to how emerging technologies are shaping the future of education. With that in mind, I'd like to shift our attention to artificial intelligence, AI, and the role it's beginning to play in schools. From instructional planning to student learning, AI has the potential to be a powerful tool when used responsibly. Tonight, we'll share our roadmap for how we plan to explore, pilot, and implement AI across the division for the coming school year. AI refers to the computer systems that perform tasks typically requiring human intelligence, such as recognizing patterns, understanding language, making decisions, learning from data, creating school board presentations. The list goes on. In schools, AI supports teaching and learning by personalizing learning to meet each student's pace and needs, assisting educators with grading, feedback, and curriculum planning, analyzing data to track student progress and improve decisions, improving operational tasks like scheduling and communication. Students use AI in various ways, such as getting real-time tutoring and homework help tailored to their level, receiving assistance with writing, research, and organizing ideas, creating personalized study guides, practice quizzes, test prep, exploring creativity through AI-generated images, music, or coding projects. When used responsibly, AI helps students build important skills like critical thinking, digital literacy, and ethical technology use, preparing them for the future. Tonight, I will be sharing our one-year roadmap for AI implementation and policy development. This plan outlines the key steps we will take to thoughtfully integrate AI into our schools, ensuring safe, effective use while supporting students, staff, and families along the way. We've broken it down in quarters, as if a school year, we have 4 quarters. So in quarter 1, our goal is awareness and foundation building. Our goal is to build a shared understanding of AI and to assess how it currently impacts our schools. To do this, we plan to form an AI task force or committee that includes instructional leaders, IT staff, administrators, teachers, students, and community representatives. This team will conduct an AI readiness audit, taking inventory of both formal and informal use of AI currently used by staff and students, identifying strengths and risks, and determining what training might be needed. We will also host an introductory AI workshop during our Spark, that's our summer PD session, covering the basics of AI, tools like ChatGPT, Magic School, and introducing practical, low-risk ways to use AI in the classroom, but most importantly, how to do it ethically, such as ensuring privacy and FERPA. During this process, we will take the opportunity to learn from neighboring districts, they're our greatest partner, their experiences, and participate in relevant trainings as we ensure we are aligned with best practices. And finally, we'll develop a communications plan to share our clear, consistent message about what AI means for us in PCPS. Our deliverables here will be our charter, drafted communication materials, and our baseline survey to gauge that student and staff understanding. In quarter 2, our goal would be to pilot safe AI use in the classrooms with a select group and begin drafting foundational policy principles. To start, we will select a small group of teachers to pilot AI tools with coaching support, focusing on instructional planning, differentiation, and assessment strategies. At the same time, we will draft an AI framework based on guiding principles such as transparency and human-centered decision-making. To ensure the framework reflects our community's values, we will hold listening sessions with teachers, students, families, and administrators to gather their hopes, fears, and expectations. Professional learning will support this work, taking deep dives into the ethical use of AI, and as well as leadership sessions exploring AI's impact on school operations. Our deliverables will include the draft AI guiding principles, a summary of the stakeholder feedback, and a mid-year check-in with staff. In quarter 3, our goal is to translate our AI guiding principles into clear policies and procedures while building system-wide capacity for effective AI use. To achieve this, we will draft comprehensive policies covering acceptable use for both students and staff, ensuring data privacy, vetting of AI tools, student guidelines for AI use, and defined roles and responsibilities for our staff. We will continue to develop professional learning tracks tailored to the different needs. To ensure sustainable oversight, we will build systems that include a formal process for approving AI tools and to regularly evaluate and update our policies. And finally, our goal is to finalize AI policies about this time next year, to launch comprehensive training across the division and establish plans for sustainability. We will begin by presenting the finalized AI policy to the school board and key stakeholders for approval, followed by broad communication to students, families, and staff to ensure everyone understands the new guidelines. Next, we will launch system-wide professional development, embedding AI training into our existing professional development days. We will also share model lessons and success stories from our pilot teachers to highlight the best practices. Looking ahead, we will begin planning for year 2 by establishing a schedule of ongoing policy review, identifying AI leaders at each school to support implementation, and updating student digital citizenship programs to reflect the evolving role of AI. Questions?
So I did have one question. You said in quarter 1, you're forming that AI task force. What do you envision that task force makeup? Is that all teachers?
No, that would be a variety of stakeholders, including the IT staff, administrators, teachers, students, community members.
I did have one, maybe go back, you're talking about the AP enrollment exam requirements. Do you have a percentage of students that were currently not taking the exam? How many people are acting with that?
I'm going to have to defer.
There were some who just chose not to take it this year after it was paid for, so that's why we wanted to prevent that from happening.
And there's no risk in taking it, so if they don't score well, it doesn't get reported to an institution, but it certainly gives them a benefit of taking a college-level exam and getting that full experience, as well as giving us the data to support if we need to change our programming in any way. And it's provided at school, so they don't have to travel anywhere to take it.
So that the requirement is for all students enrolled in that AP or dual enrollment class must sit for the exam, but I think you said there are methods for people to remove
Sure,
themselves
if there
from-
is any kind of extenuating circumstances, we're certainly going to be flexible in that, but that has to be pre-approved by the school administration.
Thank you.
And certainly if there's circumstances that cause them not to get that pre-approval, we do have makeup testing sessions that we would be able to provide to them as well.
Is there any concern that this requirement is going to prevent students from taking these AP classes?
I can speak to that, having done this for many, many years. It's very unusual for school divisions that offer a high-quality AP curriculum, like Poquoson does, to not require the exam. The typical only reason is if the school division doesn't finance the exam. You can't require a student to pay for an exam. So with us taking that out of the way, there's really no, we don't anticipate any detriment to our participation. And historically, with school divisions that do this, it actually grows the program.
Thank you.
We wanted to let families know of this ahead of time because the exam is also registered and paid for months in advance of them actually taking it. So we want them to thoughtfully make their selections based on this requirement.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now for our operations update, Mr. Roberts.
Well, good evening, members of the school board, Superintendent Tillett, staff, and community members. I want to start off, just like to provide you a quick update of some of the major summer projects that we have underway. If you look under the major projects category, if you've been by the high school, you may have witnessed this picture of the big crane. It's already off campus. They utilize that to put the rooftop units onto the school. That is on schedule. I couldn't be more pleased with the work that work is doing. It's coming along nicely. The PMS gym roof is going to begin next week. Deliverables for materials should be probably at the end of this week, definitely by the beginning of next. And the PES gym floor, I got confirmation just this week that July 28th they will start redoing, which that means they're going to resand it, repaint it, and finish it. It'll match the other two gym floors that we've had redone the past few years. Other notable projects that we're either getting online scheduling or in the middle of. The AC system in the kitchen at the middle school, exterior painting at the elementary going to start soon in August. The job coach van, I was at some dealerships this past weekend to secure that. Phone system RFP is going to be determined this week. The interior courtyards is being scheduled with the landscaper and many others. Want to end it with a highlight. The school security officer grant was approved by DCJS, so we're good for the funding for the next school year. And we are fully staffed with 4 security officers in one each school. All right, within your reading files, you will see that Dominion Energy has sent a request to enter into a right-of-way agreement. Their goal is to be able to continue their project of placing outage-prone overhead power lines underground within Poquoson. The main benefit of this project is to reduce power outages due to the vulnerability of overhead lines to weather, wind, and other factors such as vehicles, which we did experience this past school year. Poquoson Primary School is the key access point that they're interested in for this project due to the surrounding properties that connect to the primary school's property. PPS has 5 poles and 1 ground power box on the property that Dominion is interested in utilizing for this project. They've also stated that they possibly would like to place a transformer on that property. They're checking for permission for another landowner. If that goes through, we don't have to worry about it, but if not, they will be approaching us. We do have a little bit of leeway if we accept it. We don't have to, but where that gets placed. They'll give us the parameters. But I would like to show you a diagram here provided by Dominion Energy. You'll see the red and black dotted line, and the red dots are actually the poles on the property. What we like about this project is not really interfering with anything that we're going to have to really tear up. It's not impacting our roadways. It's not impacting our building. The only point of concern, and this is something we'll just have to negotiate if we get to that point with the agreement, is that last pole to the far right, you'll notice, is in the playground area. However, if they're planning on removing that and putting it underground, it actually may be a benefit to us. So again, very important piece of property because of the surrounding areas. They're trying to do the underground work from Poquoson Avenue onto Odd Road, and this is a pivotal piece because of the connecting properties. So we are seeking approval tonight for the superintendent to be given authority to sign that right-of-way agreement. All right, on to bus patrol. We've been talking about this for several months. Included in your reading materials is the information on bus patrol. If you remember, they're the vendor that we have selected to pursue to provide stop arm, interior, and exterior cameras for school buses that enhance our safety. This program is fully funded through revenue generated from the stop arm violation citations at no cost to the division. We've worked with our legal counsel to draft an MOU with the city and the police department, which is currently under their review. Our attorneys have also reviewed the bus patrol agreement and recommended edits to protect the division legally and operationally, particularly to ensure that we are not involved in enforcement or the collections. We are requesting authority for the superintendent to sign both the MOU and agreement, contingent on our legal and operational revisions being accepted. If approved, the next steps would be to finalize the MOU with the city and the police department, negotiate request changes with bus patrol, and proceed with signing the agreement once all conditions are met. If conditions are not met, we would not sign. All right, moving on, the agreement policy. Included in your board packet is also a reading file outlining a proposed revision to policy 5-7.6. That includes the bereavement leave policy. Currently, it only allows an employee to use 5 days of their accumulated unified leave for bereavement. The proposed revision would provide 3 dedicated bereavement leave days for the death of an immediate family member. It will also include a clearer definition of who is an immediate family member and outlines the process for requesting and approving this leave. We are seeking approval tonight on the first reading to approve these policy revisions so we have them ready for the new school year. And this does closely mirror the city's policy for leave as well. All right, capital improvement. Tonight we are requesting final approval of our capital improvement plan. Mrs. Spence will provide more information and details in her presentation, but I'd like to briefly highlight 2 key projects and discuss some of the challenges that all divisions are facing with CIPs these days. As you know, market conditions are unpredictable. Inflation, tariffs, and other external factors continue to impact construction costs. When projecting estimates years in advance, we're working with a moving target. It's critical that we regularly update cost estimates and remain flexible in identifying funding solutions as needs evolve. Highlighting the roof replacement for FY26 year for the high school roof replacement. This is a significant project. Obviously, that is a huge roof. If you've never actually been up there, it is a lot of surface area to cover. We have been contacting a vendor, the same one that's doing the middle school roofing project, and what they do is they kind of outsource for other bids for us and really market to find that best product at the best price. They have found a solution that does fit our current budget, but it is extremely tight. And some adjustments were made from the products that were chosen for that particular bid. We are actively exploring additional support options, including working with solar companies to offset costs if needed. And if needed and improved, we will consider FY25 carryover funds or any net savings that we generate off some of these projects that we are coming in lower cost than what it was projected. We will definitely keep you informed as we progress. Moving on to the tennis courts. The FY27 tennis court replacement project at the high school, these courts are deteriorating faster than what was anticipated. Our original plan was to rely on service coatings and patching to extend their use to the FY27. Recently, we contacted a contractor through a cooperative who assessed the courts and that the temporary fixes are no longer sufficient. The rapid increase in cracking and service failure suggests there may be deeper issues with the foundations. We are working with this contractor to conduct a geotechnical study by engineers to determine what is the contributing problem. They'll take cores and do a lot of different tests to see that. This past winter's freeze-thaw cycle did have a huge role in this, which advanced the cracking to other areas. Due to the worsening conditions and growing concerns about the safety and usability, we are now wanting to advance the timeline for this project. If approved, the funds that could be utilized would be carryover funds from FY25 and again, net savings from projects that we are already underway or completed. The contractor we are currently working with is the same contractor who recently completed the city's courts, which are very nice. And this contractor has some previous history with our courts and was already telling me things that, I would have never known. So very, very knowledgeable contractor with this project. They are fully committed to helping us identify a long-term, cost-effective solution, so we're just not reoccurring with this same issue. They said, yeah, we could slap a coating on this, but, we could only guarantee it for a couple months. So the cracks are that significant. As you can see in the pictures, I was talking to Dr. Burbridge. Even from the spring, the start to the finish, there's more, I call them spider web cracking, that continues to grow. So I know that was a lot, but any questions on any and all the presentation?
So I did have one question on the Dominion Energy right-of-way. When they came to us, did they provide any kind of safety review that showed, what the sides or downsides would be to converting to underground power lines or setup?
Yeah, so far, they've only provided us with the agreement, but before we would sign that, if he's given approval, I would be definitely meeting with the Dominion team. I've been in contact with the team lead on the right-of-way project, but I would be in communication then with the actual project manager for that team to get more details, because we would want to know specifically, what we're getting into.
As well, the city planners are very involved in this process, as it's a much larger scale project throughout the city. The goal over time is to get rid of the electricity poles and have underground. And that's a win-win all the way around. Having experienced this project in a previous community, it virtually eliminates a lot of the power outages that we see often in Poquoson. The city is very interested in this project completion, so we would be partnering with them throughout the process. So any of those questions about liabilities of transition from one to the other would be addressed by the city planners.
All right, thank you. And I did have one other question. Sorry if anybody else. This may be more of a curiosity, but they're painting the primary school. Are we keeping the same color scheme or revising that?
Yeah, correct. I imagine we're going to stick with that same color. If there's something that, would want to be suggested,
I'm just thinking,
we're up for grabs.
maroon and gold is the city color. I've always wondered why we did that.
Yeah.
Big green school there.
I will add this one piece, and again, I'm not invested in the color. What experience tells us with large buildings and painting projects is darker colors fade faster, and oftentimes schools will choose a lighter version of a color on those buildings. It doesn't show the wear and tear as quickly as a darker color, like unfortunately maroon. So it may be, but maybe gold could be. But just a thought as we go through that, we'll certainly vet the longevity of the color as well.
I did have one last question about the tennis court project. So, looking at the price tag for that study, it's a pretty hefty price. Have we evaluated the cost of repairing our existing tennis courts versus relocating them?
So just to be clear, this geotechnical study is going to be very key with the decisions that we make on which path we actually choose. I mean, we're hoping that when they take those core samples, they're like, you have no water. This is just, some phenomenon or whatever, and they can just mill it and repave, which would be quite less than what you're seeing on that $400,000 price tag that is currently listed. But with the significant cracking and the guy being concerned and suggesting the geo study, I think it's very important that we pay attention to that. So,
what year were they most recently resurfaced?
I think that was about 3 years ago that we had a recoding done. And that, when we say recoding, it's just really the painting. It's a thicker material that just builds it up a little bit, but it's not going to really address those type of cracks.
I've got a few questions.
Yep.
You didn't talk about it tonight, but the bus GPS, is that still on track for?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. We did test pilot that with a couple of staff members that were in the office to be able to see that the last week of our school year, and it was a success. I mean, they reported that GPS was pinging about literally seconds off, which is what we wanted. We're going to be continuing that into the summer academy. The first week, we're only going to run it on 2 buses. Again, we just don't want to massively do this, just so we catch our breath to know how much we need to absorb at once. But by the end of the summer academy, we'll have all those buses on it with full implementation scheduled for the start of the school year.
Okay. Regarding it was a grant for the school security officer. That was for 4 officers, so that would be 1. Okay.
Correct.
And then regarding the bereavement policy, the unified days, what's the difference between, like, is it earned annual leave that they're taking off? Or?
Right, so basically, this is going to be a benefit to the employee that they won't have to tap into their leave that count
Okay.
against them. It's a true benefit.
Okay.
It's not something that's, that they're going to have something accumulate to be able to take.
Right.
That's
okay.
the true advantage.
Okay, and it will match what the city is
Correct.
currently? Okay.
Correct.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Yep.
And I think I just have one more remaining after listening to the others regarding the bus patrol on the MOU with the police department.
Correct.
The police department has no concerns about the staffing or the time or any such thing that would be involved on their end as far as enforcement of the violations, I guess I'll say.
Right. The chief of police has been over the moon about this from the jump. I remember having the first conversation in my office, and I was a bit nervous to bring it up because I didn't know how it would be, and he was in full support on day one because I think he's had it in other areas that he served. But yes, they're fully on board.
Anybody else?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Next will be our finance and budget update from Ms. Spence.
Alrighty. Good evening, Chairman Burbidge, members of the school board, Mr. Tillett, staff, and the school community. For tonight's finance report, I'd like to take a moment to walk through the school's proposed CIP for fiscal year 2027 and beyond 2031, as well as share the annual summary of donations our schools have received during the last year. While individual donations are included in your school board meeting agendas each month, this gives you a chance to see the full list from the past school year all in one place, and a copy of that has been provided at your seat. The original proposed CIP for fiscal year 2027 through beyond 2031 was shared during last month's work session and included a 5% contingency as well as a 1.8% inflation adjustment. Since then, the plan has been updated to reflect a 3.5% inflation adjustment. No other changes were made compared to what was introduced last month. This is being presented this evening for your approval. Just to recap, there were several new projects which were added to the CIP. For both the Poquoson Primary School and the Poquoson Elementary School, there's an intercom PA system upgrade added to the fiscal year 28 slot. And at the high school, there's 3 projects: a fire alarm system in fiscal year 27, the project for digitizing student records in fiscal year 28, as well as the indoor batting and athletic training facility project, which we've put in the fiscal year 31 project list. Alongside the new projects, the timelines for some existing ones were adjusted across the fiscal years to better align with our operational needs. The paint project at the primary school was moved up 2 years. The Poquoson Middle School, the gym AC project was moved up from 28 to 27, as well as the locker replacement project was moved from post-fiscal year 30 to 31. The high school has been discussed. The tennis courts moved to fiscal year 27, but that's currently being reviewed, but it needs to go in the CIP list. The media room and infrastructure upgrade was moved, as well as the Bradshaw Fields renovation project and locker room renovation project. And lastly, the division-wide, the asphalt repair project was moved from post 31 to 30. Next, let's talk about donations. Our schools are fortunate to receive support from a wide variety of generous sources, including individuals, churches, civic groups, local businesses, PTOs, the Poquoson Education Foundation, as well as individuals. These generous donations have supported a wide range of needs, from classroom supplies and equipment to materials for various school departments. They also help fund our amazing Odyssey of the Mind teams, athletics, as well as student clubs. And just like in past years, many thoughtful contributions were made to show appreciation to our teachers and our staff, our students. This year, the schools were fortunate to receive $86,578 as compared to approximately $55,000 in the prior year. Donations in excess of $5,000 were $22,342 from the PTO at the primary school, $11,325 for the Allender Soccer Association, $11,224 from our Poquoson Education Foundation, as well as $8,886 from various individuals, which I just want to say that's 10% of our total, which is amazing for our community support for individuals. Well, this is kind of really small here, but this chart reflects donations less than $5,000. Of course, I've given the printout for you. And again, these have been included in your monthly meetings agendas. We're incredibly grateful to everyone who contributed donations this year, and their generosity truly makes a difference and supports our schools, as we've seen in countless meaningful ways. And that concludes my report for this evening. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Spence.
Thank you.
I guess, Ms. Carroll, do we have anybody here tonight for public comment?
Chair Burbidge, we have no one to comment today.
They all left. Well, I guess we'll move on to Section 7, the consent agenda. We have 4 items for the consent agenda. There is a change to item C. We have the additional names that have been added for last-minute additions. Is that correct, Ms. Carroll?
That's correct.
Okay. Do we need to do anything in particular to put that into the record? Okay. All right, so we can still do all 4 items with one vote. Okay. All right. Item A is approval of financial reports. Item B is authorization to change appropriation and to accept and expend funds in accordance with attached request. Item C is approval of personnel action. And item D is approval of minutes for May's regular meeting and work session and June special called board meeting. Oh, there's an E down there. Oh, yep, I missed that. It's on the next page. Item E is authorization for the appointment of student representative of the school board for school year 25-26, Miss Sophia Studd. I shouldn't have forgotten that one, I'm sorry. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second?
Do we have any questions or comments about the consent agenda? Okay. Ms. Carroll, can we have the vote?
Dr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mr. Claude?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Chair Burbidge?
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Moving on to item or section 8. Other matters for consideration. This is going to be, there are 10 items that we're going to vote on individually, so just, it's going to take a little bit of time. Item A is consideration to amend the 2025-2026 program of studies to add a dual enrollment pathway. Reading file enclosed. Can I have a motion to, thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments about the dual enrollment pathway? Everybody good? Okay. Ms. Carroll, can we have the vote?
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, moving on to item B is consideration of approval of regular school board meeting dates and times for the 2025-2026 school year. Can I get a motion to approve the school dates?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion about school board meeting dates? Okay, Ms. Carroll?
Dr. Burbidge, who made the motion?
We have two hands.
I second you? I think I seconded.
Ms. Jones? Thank you. Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones, Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item C, consideration to approve the adoption of English textbooks for Poquoson High School.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Okay, Ms. Carroll, the vote?
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item D is consideration to authorize the superintendent to sign a contract for non-medical temporary staffing services with Allied Instructional Services, LLC. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, Ms. Carroll, the vote, please.
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item E is consideration to approve the capital improvement plan CIP for FY '27 to beyond FY '31. I have a
So
mo-
moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
Any questions or discussion about item E?
I guess I'll just, add a comment. I appreciate Dr. Roberts providing those pictures of the tennis courts. It does show that that really is becoming a decision easier to move that one up, and crossing my fingers that that price tag comes down and maybe we could push some of those other things back up. It may not be one of the most utilized assets that we have, but seeing it in its condition does warrant that action.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, Ms. Carroll, the vote, please.
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item F is consideration of approval of the superintendent to sign the memorandum of understanding with the Poquoson City Council and Poquoson Police Department and contract with bus patrol system. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved. So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, any questions, comments?
I'll just add a comment. I think that this is a big win for our city. I think this is going to greatly alleviate some of the bus concerns that the community has voiced over the last few years, and especially having the GPS tracker and ways of communicating the bus issues. I think improvement. So thank you to Mr. Robertson and his team for.
Mr. Claude?
Yes, as you know, this has been something that I've done a lot of research on. Submitted a couple of pages at your request, Mr. Chair, of questions, as well as a marked-up contract with questions, concerns, and comments, and was assured that I would receive responses brought before the board. Unfortunately, I have not. So without that information and without the actual MOU to have before us with the contract, I can't support this So I'll just let you know.
Is that anything that, I mean, could be reviewed, or is it not? Where are we at in that process, I guess?
Yeah, typically, the boards don't review contracts. That's the job of staff. And the attorneys vet every contract and MOU. Matter of fact, they're written by our attorneys. And those are the details that typically are not on the board level, but certainly those contracts will be made available when they're finished. They're back and forth. This is just authorizing the superintendent to exercise the operations side of the house and enter into contract with a company to provide a service for our school division. We enter in lots of contracts. So it's not typically a role of the board to negotiate and vet contracts. We have provided to the board, we believe, a lot of information about the context of this program, what its purpose is, and what it's not. And the questions that we believe were raised, and maybe we've missed something, were concerns about the role of the school division in enforcement of the legal side of this. And we've been assured that we have no role in that, and it will. Our attorneys have edited those things in the contract that was presented. It's a boilerplate contract. Typically, that's where they start. And our attorneys go through it with a fine-tooth comb and have sent those things back that indemnifies us from any of that process. So those levels of detail are in the works. We can the contract is certainly available when it's complete. It's just not complete at this point. It's back and forth in negotiation between the attorneys and the company. The MOU, again, is between us and the city, really, and that's being vetted by the city attorney and the police department and our attorneys to make sure that everybody's side of that, responsibilities of that are protected. And so we feel confident that we'll have both of those documents vetted by all the players, both the city attorney and the school board attorney, and be ready to sign those. The other side of this will be signed by the city manager, of course, and I will sign for the schools, and that's typically how contracts are engaged. They're not actually typically vetted by the boards or city council.
Maybe just like a point of clarification for the parents who may be listening at home, just the Bus Patrol is not a new company, right? And I think there are other neighboring divisions who are using that. And I believe we used Bus Patrol for different services before. Or is that?
This would be the first time we're using them.
Okay.
It comes recommended from other neighboring divisions. And they've been in the game. I think they were one of the first to do what we do. So.
And we've also vetted them and gotten recommendations from quite a few other school divisions that use this particular company for this same purpose, including many of our neighbors, Chesapeake, Portsmouth. There's quite a few school divisions around us who use this same company and have for some time.
Just curious too, as far as community notification, making sure people know, I mean, when you put a stoplight in, they kind of blink it for a few days to make sure everyone knows, hey, this is coming, and then it starts. That's not the schools either, though, right? I mean, that would be...
Not on us. This is
Okay.
really law enforcement. It's
Okay.
not our world. This is law enforcement. What we're doing is providing mobile cameras. That's really our only purpose. This is a camera system that's on our buses that notify a company who provide us these resources for free, including cameras on the inside of the bus, which we desperately need and are very expensive, that only serve a purpose for us to monitor activities inside the bus. But the stop arm gives opportunity to report that back to this company, who then works with the police department directly to enforce passing of a stopped school bus, which is a serious problem all over the country and a serious problem in Poquoson. We did a little bit of anecdotal research one week, and our bus drivers reported 8 cars buzzing by stop school buses, which is an accident about to happen. And the goal of the thing for this part of the program is to protect our children. But we do want to do diligence and make sure that we're protected and not in the law enforcement side. We're not in law enforcement. The police have to work with the company, and that's part of the MOU, and have agreed from the beginning. Police department were involved in drafting the first round of the MOU, and have also worked with other police departments who have similar relationships with their school division and this company to make sure that everybody's interest in this is protected. I hope that generally answers the questions.
Just a comment. I was told in the beginning this should be thought of as police department, as you said. This is their program allowing us to use, them to put cameras on buses. I respectfully disagree with that. What it is, I'm looking at the ordinance right now, there's one line in there that says the police department will verify the violation. I watched the meeting when they adopted it, and the police chief said, Bus Patrol does the rest. Also not 100% sure, even though we say there's no cost, there, in my mind, is at least cost, because if you do look at the contract, there are many places there that talk about support provided by staff, by the school. The contract, I was told, was with the city initially. It is not. It is with the school board. We are in the ordinance. We are in the contract. We are going to be in the MOU. This is a 5-year agreement. And I think, even though it may, I don't question it's legal. I don't question what the legal people say. But I will say, in my opinion, a lot of things are legal, but it doesn't mean they're right for Poquoson. And I personally believe, number one, that we should have looked at other vendors that are out there. One of my questions is, did we and why didn't we? Along with many other questions that remain unanswered. So again, I'm not going to belabor it. I can't support it. But I will provide my questions and comments with this to clerk for the record, and also pass this along to city council in the hopes that consider some of it. So I just want to make the public aware they have not had any of this information available to them, and you're right, the staff should do it, and I'm not in any way trying to be negative. Mr. Roberts has done a great job on this, as many other things. I just think that we have not been given, I consider, the amount of information I need to make a choice on this, to support it tonight. So with that,
Any more comments or questions? Okay. Let's see, where are we? This is item F. Can we have a vote for item F?
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
no.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote is 4 ayes, 1 nay, and it still passes 4-1.
Thank you. Okay, moving along to item G, consideration of approval of the first reading of the amended bereavement policy and waiver of second reading. So this is, typically we would do 2 readings. This is asking that we waive the second reading and vote to approve the bereavement policy tonight with this vote. Can I have a motion to approve this item G, please?
So moved.
Second? Discussion? Yes.
This is a really compassionate change. This is so good. Thanks.
Any other comments or concerns? Okay. Okay, Ms. Carroll, the vote?
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 6-0.
Thank you. Moving along to item H, consideration of approval for the superintendent to sign an easement request from Dominion Energy for underground power lines. Can I have a motion to approve item H?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Questions or comments?
I'll just add the comment, I do have significant safety concerns about any kind of work we're doing or relocating any power grid infrastructure or transformers near the schools. I just hope that the superintendent and our staff is going to adequately review that before we enter into any agreements.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Ms. Carroll, the vote, please.
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones. Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, moving along to item I, consideration of approval of the 2025-2026 ESSA grant application. Can I have a motion to approve item I? Thank you. Second?
Second.
That was Mr. Claude. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Okay, Ms. Carroll, the vote, please.
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item J, consideration of approval of literacy plan. Can I have a motion to approve item J? Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, any comments, questions, discussion? Okay. Ms. Carroll, the vote?
Dr. Bartlett,
Aye.
Mr. Claude,
Aye.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Chair Burbidge.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, moving along to item or section 9, communication and/or other matters by school board and/or superintendent. Maxwell?
Put me on the spot right at first again. So I'll start with my preemptive, echoing what my colleagues will say that I will have forgotten. There was a huge list of people. Thankfully, I wrote down everyone's names, and I'm going to read them all now. Only kidding. Congratulations to our new student representative, Miss Sophia Studd. Congratulations to our Odyssey the Mind World team. Outstanding, putting our little town on the map. That's makes me very proud to be a Bull Islander. Special thank you to those coaches who helped support those teams too. Congratulations to the girls soccer team. Congratulations to Miss Trent and her state champ at the 3200. Congratulations to all the Islander Award winners. Again, I've got the names here, but statement for the sake of time. A special thank you to Senator Digg, Delegate Cordoza, and Representative Whitman for their acknowledgement of our students' successes here. And also, I know this colleague here always likes to point out the donations. Impressive that we have $86,000 in donations from the city here, and all the groups and organizations that help Poquoson school system, the great system that it is. So special thank you to all of them. And then I'll just close by saying, hope everyone has a wonderful summer.
Thank you. Dr. Bartlett?
I'll echo all of the accolades that my colleague just shared. This marks the end of my first year on the Poquoson City School Board, and I'm full of gratitude, particularly today, because a lot of people, I have heard a lot of people say, well, you know, Poquoson's unique, and that's why they're so good, and they're homogenous, and blah, 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 blah. This level of success that this school system just celebrated tonight is not random. it's systemic, it's systematic, and I just applaud all of the children, their families, and their teachers and the administrators in these schools, because this doesn't just happen. So bravo. I feel lucky that I've been able to serve this year with y'all.
Thank you. Mr. Claude?
Nothing this evening, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Jones?
I'll echo, I won't repeat all of the names just for the sake of time, but a blanket extreme congratulations. We really saw a lot of very impressive students and teams and individuals this evening. A big thank you, as Mr. Maxwell mentioned as well, to Senator Diggs, Delegate Cordoza, Representative Whitman. Really a very worthy but notable recognition. That is a really neat thing, and I'm very happy we were able to honor our Odyssey of the Mind team, the world champions, just with that little something extra. I think that was very important. Ms. Ide, thank you for all of the work. Especially with the AI. This is new territory, and I see a lot of discussion about that as I'm researching different issues that are impacting our schools, and I'm excited and look forward to what's to come in that area. I think it will be a tremendous learning opportunity for us all. Mr. Roberts, thank you for all of the information as well. The construction projects over the summer, I know, are a lot to keep up with, and this is the time to do it, and happy to hear that all are on track. And finally, thank you and congratulations to all of our graduates. I had the privilege of attending the graduation ceremony, and it is humbling and exciting, and as you kind of said, it just makes you very proud to serve on this board and witness those accomplishments. So congratulations to our latest graduates. I'm excited for all of the wonderful things they will do in the future. And everyone have a wonderful summer.
Thank you. I wanted to congratulate Ms. Sophia Studd as the new student representative on the school board, but I also wanted to thank all of the other applicants that applied for the position. We had a great round of applicants. It was a very difficult decision for the school board to pick that representative. So I want all of you that applied, give yourself a pat on the back. I will add that if you would like to seek feedback from your interviews, I am perfectly willing to meet with you through the summer. We can meet in the library, however you want to do it. Odyssey of the Minds. I liked Senator Diggs's comment. He said that best young minds in the world here in Poquoson, and that couldn't be more true. We have an exceptional group of school students, and I think that is representative of the teachers and staff that are working with these kids. The parents who are helping, I see a lot of the Odyssey of the Mind kids on the weekend out, over at Norman's house, practicing and doing whatever they're doing, and I know what it is. But girls soccer state championship, that was awesome. Also want to congratulate Miss Elizabeth Trant again. At some point, we'll have to add up how many state championships. She's won 10. 10 state championships. Before she left, I asked her, I said, well, what was your 2-mile time? And she was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. That means at least 5 minutes and 15 seconds or faster for one of those 2 miles. That's amazing. Again, thank you for Senator Diggs, Delegate Cordoza, Representative Whitman for their comments and being here. Ms. Ide, thank you for all the work that you've done for the AI. That's something that we use a lot where I work at. It is a growing technology. I think it's something that will benefit all of our kids in the future. Mr. Roberts, you've got a busy summer ahead of you. I don't suspect you're going to be taking a whole lot of time off. Ms. Spence, thank you for the report on the donations. The community, we're clearly a community that cares about our kids. I think I heard this correctly, $86,000 this year That's an increase from 55 last year. So thank you to all the parents and families who donated their hard-earned money to our schools. We appreciate it. And that's, congratulations to all the 2025 high school graduates. It was a wonderful ceremony. I wish the best to all of our graduates and what their future holds for them. And then I hope everyone has a great summer, and we'll meet again in August. Thank you.
I certainly, as always, echo these comments tonight. They were all spot on. We have a lot to celebrate in this small but amazing community. I do want to thank and congratulate the over 2,000 students that we have, the 305 amazing employees, and all the parent support. You hear it in donation, you know it every day in the participation in all of our events and activities, and we have just an extraordinary community, and it shows through our school system, and I'm very appreciative and thankful to be here.
Thank you. I did want to add one last comment. Sorry, Ms. Carroll. I want to thank Ms. Purdy. I know that tonight was a little chaotic for you. I appreciate your hard work in coordinating because it was a little chaotic, so thank you very much. That being said, Ms. Carroll, is there any other material for board review?
We have no other material tonight.
Okay. We had originally had a call for a closed session, but the material for that closed session, I haven't finished putting it together yet, so I'm going to remove that from the agenda, and we are going to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.